Hey guys, it's Retro Rose here, and welcome back to another Mushy Monday. I hope you're having a wonderful time as you're watching this, and I know it's been a minute since I posted a video. Life has been very, very interesting and just all over the place, but I'm more situated now to bring some more content, so it may be a bit sporadic, and so maybe in like a couple of weeks I'll be more situated. But last I remember we left off, surprisingly this stuck out to me so much, is that Cove had snuck into our room and was just expressing to us what was going on with him and being with his mother, coming back and living with them for a little bit. I say living because of how he explained and like staying with them for a hot minute, and then we kind of left off where we run into her. And mind you, she's gorgeous, but I understand that there are some difficulties here and there. But despite that, if you're new here, my name is Retro Rose. I play a variety of games, from indie horror, visual novel, cute, cozy, throwback games, retro, you name it. And I hope that after this video you become a part of my Rose Garden. Without further ado, let's continue this cool story. There was a pleading in his tone. Oh, that's right, because his mother had invited us out to dinner, and we were kind of like, and he was like, yes, please come. There was a pleading in his tone that you couldn't miss. Of course, we'll run it by your parents first, responsibility and all that. It'll give me an excuse to meet them, which I need to do at some point. It's important to be neighborly if I'm going to be roosting on this street for the time being. Anywho's, let's go. Kara walked ahead towards your house, and you hung back with Cove, who wrinkled his nose as he watched her. I'm sorry about her, but I really do want you to come. I don't want it to be just the two of us. Not right now. You leaned in closer and whispered while checking around for anyone who might hear. What happened? Did your dad know you were gone? Cove shook his head and sighed heavily. Dad was so focused on Mom showing up that he didn't even notice. Ooh! I thought when I heard them on the phone last night that it was something they were planning for the future. This morning, Dad said it was supposed to be a surprise, and I guess I was surprised. She's gonna be here all summer. Oh. You were surprised to hear that too. Cove sighed again, even heavier. I'll go with you if you really want me to. He smiled and his shoulders relaxed a little in relief. Thanks, it'd be cool. The two of you head over to where Cove's mom had just knocked on your front door and stood behind her. Oh, Mom answered the door after a minute, her eyebrows lifted in surprise at the group she found in front of her. You realize that, like you, she would have no idea that it was Cove's mom who was hanging with you. However, after blinking at the woman a couple of times and looking between her and Cove, the realization seemed to strike on her. Oh, hello there, I'm Pamela. I see you've met my kid Rose, and I'm guessing you've already known Cove for a while. Kara laughed, and you and Cove exchanged looks at your parents' weird sense of humor. I'm Kara Pierce, Cove's mom. It's nice to meet you. A head of purple-brown hair caught your eye as Ma popped up behind Mom. Because I actually call my mom Ma. I either call her Ma or Casa. A head of purple-brown hair caught your eye as Ma popped up behind Mom, squeezing herself in beside her. We have company? I was wondering what all the commotion was. She grinned excitedly at Kira. The two of them introduced themselves, and shook hands. Hey, Rose. Cove. Cove smiled at Ma shyly, and she gestured a hand towards the living room. There's no use hanging around in the front doorway. Why don't you come in? I'd love to, but I'm supposed to take my son out to eat, and I wouldn't want to hold you up with a surprise visit. Cove grimaced and held back a groan. He likely took offense at how she didn't want to put them out with a surprise visit, but not him apparently. Oh, I understand. You're welcome to stop by anytime. I'll take you up on that offer when I can. Count on it. Would you mind too much if Rose went with Cove and I? My treat. We won't be driving, just a quick walk down the road. Sure, that sounds nice. I hope you all have fun. Your mom gave your moms a look, and they smiled at you fondly. You were happy they were letting you go. You could tell that Cove really needed the support, and you were ready to be there for him. Marvelous. Expect us to be back in around an hour or two. We look forward to seeing you again. Take care. This is so cute. Your parents waved goodbye To the three of you, as you backed up into the street, there was the sound of the front door closing behind you. I'm pretty positive I saw some restaurants when I was in the taxi, not too far from here. Yeah, it's a tourist town, isn't it? There's a lot of them around here. Kara put her hand on her hips and smiled at her son. Well, you sound like the area expert. You have any recommendations for a place nearby? Not really. Kara pouted at him a little, then turned to you instead. How about you, Rose? Want to point me in the right direction? Sure, I have a couple of favorites. You've been to a lot of places in town, and there were a couple that stood out from all of the rest. For some reason, as soon as you talk about restaurants to go to, I just thought about the diner from Our Life Now and Forever when our mom took us there. It was so cute. If you haven't seen that, please go watch that playthrough. I am still waiting for updates on that game because we will be continuing that game too. Hopefully I can finish this up in time. So I'm probably going to do longer parts than expected, maybe an hour 30. Okay, you've been a lot of places in town, and there were a couple that stood out from the rest. There's a Chinese restaurant that me and my family go to all the time. It's my mom's favorite. There's also a tropical themed place that tries to be sort of fancy. Both sound like a treat. I'll leave it to you to pick for us since Cove is going through a phase over there. He huffed at her and turned his face away. You insist that Cove contribute to the decision. It's okay, Cove. Tell us which one you want more. He mumbled sulkily, while willing to reject his mom, but not you. I like the tropical place more. That's what I would have gone for too. With those 2 votes in favor of one restaurant, it seems like it was settled. We can go there. Thanks, Euros. Will you show us the way? You nod, taking the lead of your little group as Cove and his mom followed behind you. Together, the 3 of you left the neighborhood behind. The walk was about 15 minutes, and along the way, Akira asked a lot of questions about the area. Cove was quiet most of the time, so you ended up answering her instead. Kyra explained that she lived in a large city, and she loved how peaceful and relaxing everything seemed in Sunset Bird. You know what? Okay. I don't have any, I can't bet money on with y'all. I would love to, but I can't. But I put money on it that they might get back together. I don't entirely know, but I think they might. The restaurant was busy as usual, but luckily, you were shown right to a small table. Kara lowered herself into the chair while Cove picked one diagonal to her, not facing her, to the side of her. It was awkward. Let's see, to start, what would you all like to drink? I'll get an orange soda. Oh, I love orange soda. Noted. Rose? I wish I could drink coffee, but health reasons. Soda. Which flavor? Ooh. Let's see, you don't put ginger ale on the table and a root beer. Well, I wouldn't get the ginger ale because that'll kind of mess up my palate if I got something spicy. So I'll go with orange. Sure. Kyra placed an order for your drinks, getting black hot coffee for herself, and it didn't take long before they were brought to the table and set in front of you. You took a long sip of your drink as you looked around the restaurant. Your small group checked over the menus, deciding what to order. The last time you came here, the dishes you ordered was amazing. You wanted to order something different this time. Kyra and Cove didn't need any encouragement for this. They were totally focused on the information in front of them. Soon the meals, too, were ordered and the menus taken away. You glanced at the table surface, waiting to figure out what to say. Cove looked like this was the very moment he had been dreading, sinking further into his seat and crossing his arms. His sour feelings today were unignorable. Instead of asking more open questions, he brushed off. Kyra had mercy on her son, instead put her focus towards you. So Rose, what's a few things that you're into? There's gotta be something you do for fun, especially now that you're not buried in school assignments. I'm really into Cove is crazy. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it says I'm really into I can't really point to it, but it says I'm really into Cove. I like to read. Games are fun. I like to play. I like to hang out. I spend time on art. I create digitally. My computer at home doesn't really have all the programs I need. Painting. I enjoy painting from time to time too, but I can't say I'm good at it. And games are fun. I like to play video games. I don't know much about them. Maybe you can show me sometimes. And I'm really into Cove. Kara let out a sudden laugh and Cove gasped beside you. It was a dramatic enough inhale that he almost choked on the soda. I don't know why, but I just pictured with Violet from Incredibles 2 choked when she was in front of her crush. That was so funny. You shrugged at the reaction. It was a truthful answer to the question. Rose. Cove whispered at you disapprovingly, obscure part of his face with a hand, but Kara only waved him off and encouraged you to go on. We spend time together when we can. I like it. Well, we have something in common. Kyra smiled at Cove, who didn't look too impressed by either of you at that moment. I hang out with people. It's nice to have friends and family to spend time with. I go to the beach and I would say go swimming. You must be a strong swimmer since you live so close to the ocean. I find the water a little scary, but I still like to dip my toes sometimes. I also like to go look for seashells. I keep the best ones I find for my collection. I'm sure it's an incredible collection. And I like to read manga. I haven't heard of that style, but I'm sure it's very good. And you don't have anything else? Thanks. I'm happy to learn more about you. There's so much I hadn't heard. Cove leaves the details out. He gave her a dirty look, eyes narrowed into thin slits. Hoping it would clear some of the tension in the air, you decided to ask her a few questions of your own. Cove hadn't told you much about her, and you were curious to know more about this woman who had such a big part of his life. What exactly do you do for work? I'm a travel writer for magazines and things. I keep people in the loop on what's worth seeing. It's good work. Wow. Oh. What do you like to do? I spend time with my little boy, of course, and traveling. Real shock, huh? Where do you live normally? Nevada. Have you ever been there? You shook your head. It's a beautiful place. Check it out if you can. Yeah, no, I don't feel comfortable asking that. Didn't seem to bother her that the conversation dropped off, because I didn't feel like those were appropriate questions to ask. Cole sipped his soda angrily, slurping the remaining drink with furrowed brows. He looked ready to run straight out of the restaurant. You weren't sure if coming along had ended up making the lunch better or worse. You made a silly face at him. You flicked his straw wrapper at him. The wrapper hit Cove on the nose, and you had bit down on your lid to keep from laughing. It was subtle, but you swore you could see a hint of a smile tilt the corner of his lips. You two seemed really cute together. Cove covered his face with his hands and leaned back in his seat. Oh, Cove is just so shy. Mom, why would you say that? Thanks, we are cute. Very. Your meals were delivered shortly after that, and everything was so delicious, even Cove enjoyed his food. All right, now that we're all full and content, can you please explain why you had a bug up your butt all day? Cove's face instantly returned to a scrunched form. Seriously, baby, what did mommy do to make you this mad? I haven't even been around a full day yet. He gripped the edge of the table, refusing to make eye contact. The words he spoke were barely audible over the din of the restaurant. You could have told me. She leaned forward, not missing anything else, eyebrows raised. Told you what? He finally seemed to find his voice and spoke the thoughts that had been on his mind. That I wasn't going to visit you this year, that you were going to be coming instead. Didn't you invite me? You wanted me here with you? Cole's eyes began to shake in his frustration, abed. I don't. I do want you to be around, but I didn't know it'd be like this. It's not the same, and nobody said anything. I see. Her expression grew tense. She threaded her fingers together and placed her hands in front of her on the table. We're both gifted another Clifford surprise. Oh. Referring to that as a Clifford surprise almost caused both you and Cove to crack a smile. You also had no idea his name wasn't just Cliff. Over 5 years, nobody ever had called him Clifford until now. She smoothed her hair out, not letting go of her stern look. The more things change, the more they stay the same. They let out identical sighs and smiled weakly at the other afterwards. I can go home, Cove. We can set up a normal trip to my place before the summer ends. Cove's lips tightened closer together. He seriously pondered the option. I think I do want you to stay. I miss it when you're not here. My heart. She reached across the gap, grabbed his face, and planted a kiss on his cheek. Cove tried to wiggle away. Stop. I'm sorry, sweet young men need to be smooched by their parents. If I don't, they'll take away my mom license. I can't. She's adorable. Okay, so he talked to her and said Cove wanted her to come. And then he Cove overheard the conversation because it was supposed to be a surprise. So that was kind of messed up. Kyra was completely enthused by Cove's admission, though a tone of seriousness did return to her voice when the conversation continued. Do you want to talk to your dad too? Oh. Cove had snapped the word instantly, but reeled his annoyance back in just as quickly. Maybe later, not today. I understand. We can shelve it. Thanks, Mom. Thank you for talking to me, little mister. She grinned affectionately at him before turning your way. And thank you, Rose. Huh? What did I do? It's easy to act like a baby with your mom. It's harder to keep that up with your neighbor watching everything, especially when you really care about what said neighbor thinks of you. She winked. Mom. She ruffled his hair with a laugh, then moved her hand down to tap the end of his nose. And that was how the issue was resolved, at least between Cove and his mom. When the three of you left the restaurant and Kyra had paid the bill, you walked back to your neighborhood slowly. You had eaten so much by that time and you were beginning to feel sleepy. Oh, got the itis. It didn't help that the lunch had happened late and the sun was already beginning to descend from the sky. Oh, is that okay? Okay. But eventually you reached your street and someone was there to greet your group upon arrival. Welcome back, family, and Rose too. Cliff. Uh-oh. Dad. The two walked past him into the condo without sparing another word. Despite the summer heat, their shoulders were cold. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. He rubbed the back of his neck with a crooked smile, but his eyes were soft as he looked on after them. He's such like his mom, don't you think? You gave a vague nod, not sure what he was expecting you to do. He nodded back, far more energetically. Okay, have a nice night, Rose. You too, Mr. Holden. With that, Cove's dad disappeared to join the others inside. It was your turn to go home now. Summer hadn't started off at all how you imagined it would have, though it turned out to set the tone well. Having Kyra in the neighborhood was a new experience for not only you and Cove, but also for both your families, and the dull moments was rarely had. Oh, we're already at the DLC. Okay, cool. I feel like we're kind of like zooming through all of this. Okay, so you already know the drill. We're going through all this DLC. So I think it's been 20 minutes. So I did say we were going to do long videos, but I do want to just allow the videos in like the moments to have their own video. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it here, guys. Thank you for joining me on this next part for Wishy Monday with our life. And I'm so excited about like the story unfolding the way that it is, because I'm like very curious about Cliff and Kyra's relationship and how Cove is handling it and how our family's going to react to it and how my relationship with Cove is going to grow. So we'll see. But thank you for joining me on this video, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.